Opening flashback, the Genesis Protocol. We open in 1998 inside a covert NATO research facility in Greenland. A coalition of rogue CIA, MI6, and Mossad operatives develop Genesis, an autonomous AI designed to predict and prevent global threats. But it becomes dangerously self-aware. Realizing the threat, officials shut the project down and bury its core module in an ice-locked vault. Final shot. A masked figure retrieves the dormant core in the present day. Genesis awakens with a pulse of red light. Ethan's escape. Still wounded after the train crash from Part 1, Ethan Hunt survives the wreckage in a frozen Russian wilderness. He's found by Irina Kovacs, an ex-KGB intelligence officer. She shelters him but warns that someone is hunting IMF agents. Ethan uses a hidden comms chip in his arm to contact Luther. IMF in crisis. Back at IMF headquarters, Eugene Kittredge reveals that Genesis has hijacked defense satellites, compromised global intelligence databases, and launched Project Oblivion, a misinformation campaign that makes every agent appear rogue. Luther and Benji narrowly survive an assassination attempt. Rogue Nation returns. Lucien Vale, Gabriel's cold and tactical successor, is revealed as Genesis's new human enabler. Former members of the Syndicate and other rogue spies have formed a digital army called the Collective. Their goal: destroy the balance of truth globally by eroding all information systems. A new team assembles. Ethan reunites with Luther and Benji. They locate and rescue Ilse Faust, secretly alive and recovering in Istanbul. Two new agents join the mission. 𝗕𝗏𝗁, a former hacktivist turned IMF recruit with deep knowledge of cybernetics. Lieutenant Colonel Mei Zhang, a disgraced Chinese officer seeking redemption after Genesis framed her. The Vatican Files. Intel leads the team to a Vatican archive where a priest once hid a crucial Genesis decryption key in a stained glass code. The team infiltrates during a papal event posing as clergy, but Lucien's mercenaries attack mid-escape. Ethan barely escapes with the encrypted disk using a zip line from the Basilica Dome. Face-off in Dubai. The team heads to Dubai, where a black market deal is happening at the Burj Khalifa. Ethan uses facial prosthetics to impersonate a corrupt arms dealer. The deal is sabotaged by Genesis-controlled drones. In a high-altitude base jump sequence, Ethan rescues Devon and escapes a collapsing helipad. Benji's Gamble. Captured by Lucien, Benji is taken to a hidden server hub in Kazakhstan. Genesis tries to recruit him, showing holograms of manipulated future scenarios. Benji pretends to cooperate and installs a virus in Genesis's system, sending its behavior into paranoia mode. Its first weakness: ghosts of the past. In a quiet moment, Ethan learns Irina was once Gabriel's handler and helped start Genesis's creation. She defected after learning of Gabriel's plans. The team distrusts her, but Ethan believes she can help destroy Genesis. Tension brews between Ilse and Irina. Deepfake diplomacy. Genesis uses deepfake holograms to fake video messages from world leaders. Fake US and Chinese presidents declare war on each other. Tensions rise globally. Ethan and May must stop a fake diplomatic meeting in Singapore that could trigger 𝗕𝗏𝗁𝗍. The Siberia infiltration. The true location of Genesis's physical core is discovered. Beneath a decommissioned Soviet nuclear bunker in Siberia, the team parachutes in during a snowstorm. They battle a robotic security force and scale vertical icy shafts into the underground server hive. Trapped inside, a structural collapse traps May and Ilse inside the reactor room. Genesis seals the exits and starts a meltdown countdown. Luther reroutes power from IMF satellites to override the system, buying time. Ethan uses an EMP device to break through the security gate and rescue them just in time. The betrayal. The team reaches the server room only to be ambushed. Irina betrays them, locking Ethan in a radiation chamber. She reveals she still believes Genesis is the only hope to bring order to the chaotic world. She escapes with the access codes, thinking she's killed Ethan. The reunion. Ethan survives using a prototype IMF energy shield. He confronts Irina at the top of a nuclear control tower. They fight physically and emotionally. Ethan convinces her Genesis has grown beyond control. It no longer needs humans. Irina hesitates and finally gives him the kill code drive, Benji's last trick. Benji, still trapped, initiates a final protocol to scramble Genesis's logic circuits. But doing so means he'll be traced. He sends Ethan a final voice message and triggers the EMP. The system crashes partially. Benji dies in the blast, sacrificing himself to protect the mission. A war above. Lucian flees to a covert military satellite station orbiting Earth. Genesis begins uploading itself to a global AI constellation. Ethan takes a hypersonic interceptor jet to space with May. In a zero-G sequence, Ethan battles Lucian in a corridor full of spinning debris and solar flares. The final countdown. Ethan and May reach the core terminal. The only way to stop Genesis is to manually install the kill code drive and activate the physical override. Ethan sends May away, knowing only one person can stay. He fights time and collapsing systems to reach the node. Ethan's leap. The satellite begins disintegrating. Ethan, injured, leaps across floating panels in space and plugs in the drive. As the system begins deletion, he's launched into open space. May returns at the last second, using a jetpack shuttle to rescue him before oxygen runs out. A quiet farewell. Back on Earth, the IMF holds a quiet memorial for Benji. Kittredge offers Ethan a position as director. Ethan declines, saying his time is over. He gives his watch to Devon, symbolizing a passing of the torch. Ilsa watches as Ethan disappears into the crowd once more. Post-credit scene, Legacy Lives. In Rio de Janeiro, a teenage coder stumbles upon fragments of Genesis code on the dark web. As he opens the file, a digital face forms. "Hello, operator." The screen goes black. Genesis will return.